Joy Anna Duggar wears shorts in new Instagram video showing off her bootcamp-style workout. Joy Anna Duggar grew up with a strict dress code, but now that she has started her own family, she's not necessarily following the rules she grew up with. The 19 kids and counting alum recently shared a video that showcased her morning routine, but her outfit is what has garnered a lot of attention. What she wore is not something she would ever have been able to wear while under parents Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's roof. In the video, Joy Anna went to the gym after getting her kids ready. Joy Anna and her husband Austin Forsyth are parents to 3 children, son Gideon, daughter Evelyn, and son Gunnar. In the morning, she fed her kids and helped them get ready for the day. Meanwhile, she got ready to go to the gym. She changed into her gym clothes, a t-shirt and athletic shorts. It might seem like a typical workout outfit, but Duggar fans know the family didn't usually dress this way to exercise. The video showed snippets of Joy Anna's workout at the gym. "That was a good workout," she said afterward. "I got some PRs." After her workout, she helped her kids study, with Gunnar reviewing the ABCs, Evelyn working on her understanding of capital letters, and Gideon learning about different types of coins. The Duggar kids were raised to be modest and cover their legs. The reason Joy Anna's shorts stood out in the video is because she grew up with a strict dress code, which involved not wearing shorts. Joy Anna explained on the Unplanned podcast that her family's strict dress code growing up applied to both girls and boys. "My brothers, probably until I was 15, 16, they didn't wear shorts," she said, via E! News. The girls in the family grew up wearing long skirts instead of pants. Joy Anna previously opened up about her decision to wear pants. After marrying Austin and having kids, Joy Annie started to reevaluate some of the rules that her parents had growing up. She was raised with the teachings of the Institute in basic life principles. Within a year of being married, she and Austin began talking about what their own belief system might be. This included in the way they would dress. With women expected to follow their husbands, have a house full of children, and stay in their marriages even in cases of infidelity or abuse. Homeschooling is the norm, and many IBLP families use the Advanced Training Institute program developed by Gothard. The Bible-based curriculum has been called an inadequate education. Gothard established a long list of forbidden activities, including drinking, dancing, watching secular TV shows, wearing immodest clothing, and listening to music with a beat. Over the years, most of the adult Duggar children have broken from the group. Even Jim Bob and Michelle have distanced themselves from the IBLP somewhat, though they still follow many of its teachings. As for Gothard himself, he left the group's board of directors in 2014 after a dozen women accused him of sexual harassment and abuse. If you or someone you know is dealing with spiritual abuse, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website. Fans often marveled at the Duggar children's exemplary behavior. Sibling squabbles were rare, everyone helped around the house, and no one talked back to their parents. But the 19 kids' attitude was no accident. It was instilled in them before they could even walk. The IBLP places a high value on submission to authority figures, with children taught to obey their parents without argument. Like many moms within the IBLP, Michelle Duggar used training when her children were infants, a technique detailed in the controversial book, To Train Up a Child. The strategy involves tempting a baby with a toy just out of their reach, then hitting them with a switch when they crawl off the blanket to fetch it. Eventually, the child learns to stay put. Some days we might practice blanket time 3 or 4 times, other days we only got it in once, Michelle wrote in her family autobiography, via Mercury News, but gradually, it became a common practice. The authors of Train Up claim the technique curbs children's instincts and creates a happy household. Critics beg to differ. Apart from the ethics of hitting a defenseless infant, child development experts say it's also harmful to stifle a baby's natural need to move and explore. Others point out that obeying a parent out of fear is different from doing so out of love. The Duggar girls lost part of their childhood. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and that goes double, or even triple, for a household of 19. But there was plenty of outcry over the Duggar family, buddy system, when the show was on the air. Under this strategy, the 4 oldest daughters, Jana, Jill, Jessa, and Ginger, were each assigned 3 younger siblings. The girls took charge of everything from dressing and feeding to supervising their homeschooling homework and music lessons. Mom Michelle was then free to care for her latest newborn or prep a couple pans of tater tot casserole. The system may have streamlined the big household, but it also put a lot of responsibility on girls who were barely old enough to take care of themselves. The Duggar parents began assigning buddies in 2001, when Jana was just 11 years old. Having been raised to obey their parents, the girls didn't have the choice of saying no. Former IBLP members addressed the topic in Shiny Happy People, expressing concern that the big sisters' feelings were being overlooked. One interviewee said, "Nobody said, is anybody checking to see if that 11-year-old had some needs? That maybe she shouldn't have the baby in bed with her. That maybe she needs school. I cannot emphasize enough how hurtful that is." Jana Duggar remained single well after most of her adult siblings were married with families of their own. Since she lived at home, she was often called on to look after the younger members of the family, including nieces and nephews. Jana had plenty of experience, thanks to her years looking after siblings Jason, Jackson, and Josie. But even the most experienced childcare provider can have moments of poor judgment or wandering attention. Such was the case in September of 2024. Jana was babysitting an undisclosed number of children one day, and one managed to leave the house without her knowledge. Someone saw the child wandering alone and notified the police. Jana was served with a citation for endangering the welfare of a minor. The story quickly made news, with some reports wrongly stating she had been arrested.